Grand Rising, everyone. Woo! Welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building Wednesday show. Wealth Building Wednesday. Woo! Y'all, this has been a long week since last Wednesday to now. It was a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited about today's topic. Okay. I want to find out. Y'all know that SpaceX went public on my birthday. Okay. I just want to know that, how did it go? People was calling me, asking me, how do I get SpaceX? And I mean, it was just crazy. All kind of stories that I was listening to and hearing, and I just kind of want to know, did anybody get them any SpaceX uh, on Friday? Yay, nay, no. Ain't no right or wrong, y'all. Just go ahead. Just did y'all buy it? Nobody bought it.
I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't.
I
okay.
didn't either.
Okay.
I guess I was listening to and reading and listening to a guy that I know talking about how much money SpaceX has lost, billions. So I guess I got scared and didn't.
Okay. 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 So I'm not gonna tell y'all whether or not I bought it or not. I'm gonna wait till the end to say anything. So that's was an interesting topic. I can't wait for us to start talking about it. Anything exciting happened? I know some of y'all went on a business. Well, I don't know, was it a business trip?
Um, oh, let me just get it.
I'm just starting a little bit, y'all, because I forgot to take this nasty stuff I'm about to take real quick.
Okay, yeah. This is Danielle. I'm actually over Queens right now, so go Grand Rising. Yeah, some of what is it? 8 of our Super Patch Team Detroit went to Houston, Texas for an identity shift personal development conference. And the one thing I love about you, LaKeisha, is that you always encourage us to keep up with our personal development. Don't matter which one of the speakers be speaking, just always keep up your personal development. And that conference was just absolutely amazing. The host name was Sanicia Graham, and she's a motivational speaker. Absolutely amazing. And it was nice to actually see these people live and in person, because she does these identity shift calls almost every day, Monday through Friday at 12 from 12 to 1. And it's really, shifting your mindset, shifting your frequency. We all say we want to be six-figure earners, but is your frequency attracting that? Are you at the six-figure love frequency volume right now attracting that? And if not, there's some cleaning up that needs to be done. And it was absolutely amazing. And it was also interesting because we was in Houston, the World Cup was going on at the same time. So there was a lot of people from international countries in that area at the same time. Um, and you can feel the energy of people being excited for the World Cup. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
That's so good. I'm because your personal development is like really, really important for growth. Even like being in the room, like right now, talking about SpaceX, things that's going on in the economy, how you gonna change um your life if you're not at least in the room or you're not making steps. And another thing too, I was, meditating and about relationships, building relationships, whether it's with your spouse or friends or business partners. Appreciation strengthens relationships. You'll be surprised how difficult a relationship can become. It can become really great if you focus on the good of people instead of, for example, if you're in a relationship, and I know this for experience, and you only focus on he don't do this, he don't do that, he don't, you're going to see more negativity, you're going to see more of that. And if you keep saying all those negative things, it's going to make you not like them,
Mm.
you know. But as soon as you shift that and start focusing on the good of that person, not the negative, you start focusing on the good, you will see a shift in your relationship with whoever it is. People love to feel appreciated, and to say thank you and I appreciate you. You'll be amazed how that relationship would change. You do that for like 28 days, or you write down all the things that you like about that person, you would definitely see identity shift. You would see a shift in your relationship. It would get, so much better. So I thought I would share that information. So everybody who don't know, my name is LaKeisha LaGrande, also known as Madam Finance, because I love helping everyday people build wealth with confidence. And I love to start the show off with a millionaire and billionaire success stories. I love these success stories. As Queen said, last week, or maybe it was this week, that success leaves clues, right? And so we don't always have to reinvent the wheel. If you just look at millionaires and billionaires and other people, it could save you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, and give you some encouragement to not quit. So today's success story is on Sam Altman, the man who saw the AI revolution before the world. Before ChatGPT transformed the world, Sam Altman was a young man from St. Louis, Missouri, who loved computers and believed technology could change the future. He attended Stanford University, but made a decision that many thought was risky. He dropped out of school to pursue entrepreneurship. His first startup, Looped, Loopt, never became a household name, but it taught him valuable lessons about innovation, leadership, and persistence. When the company was eventually sold, Ottman gained something even more valuable than money: experience and access to some of the brightest minds in technology. That experience led him to Y Combinator, one of the most successful startup accelerators in history. Ottman eventually became its president and helped mentor some of the most promising entrepreneurs in the world. While most people were simply using companies like Airbnb, Dropbox, and Stripe, Sam Altman was helping identify mentors and invest in the entrepreneurs building them. That was the difference between consumers and wealth builders. They see opportunity before everyone else did. But his biggest opportunity was still ahead. In 2015, Ottman co founded OpenAI with a bold vision to build artificial intelligence that could benefit humanity. At the time, most people were talking about AI. Many thought it was science fiction, while others focused on what was popular today. Ottman focused on what could matter tomorrow. Years later, ChatGPT exploded onto the global stage, becoming one of the fastest growing technologies in history and helping make OpenAI one of the most valuable companies in the world. The same technology that many people ignored or underestimated is now reshaping businesses, education, healthcare, finance, and countless of other industries. Today, Sam Altman's estimated net worth exceeds $2 billion. Yet his impact extends beyond personal wealth. Through his investments in philanthropic work efforts, He has supported scientific research, clean energy, education, medical innovation, and projects designed to improve humanity's future. Sam Alton didn't become wealthy by chasing trends. He became wealthy by recognizing a trend before everyone else. So I would like to say, as a wealth building lessons, most people wait until an opportunity becomes obvious. Sometimes we just gotta, you know, have our visions. I think we was talking, I believe it was on health and wealth. No, it might have been passion and purpose. We was talking about our visions, what happened to, are you visualizing what it is that you want? I think that's one area that if I can perfect that, seeing it, like I see it, but do I really, really see it? Am I visualizing the whole from the end to the beginning, from the beginning to the end? What it is that I want. I think if I could perfect that, things will manifest a whole lot faster. Is that visualization portion. The biggest fortunes are often built by those who see the opportunity first. For looking for opportunities. A lot of times we be asking and praying for God to increase our finances. A lot of times, everything you need is like right around you in your area, in your environment. We just have to sometimes just take a moment to just be still and focus and look at what do you have around you that you can do that can change your financial situation. Sam Alton saw AI before the world saw AI. And that vision changed his life forever. So consumers use products, wealth builders look for opportunities to own a piece of what's being built. And today we're going to talk about ownership, 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 ownership. We have to own some things. What do you own? Now, I don't know if all of y'all was here last week, but boy, I thought that was a powerful, all the opportunities that we have to increase our income that we can invest in that's like at the beginning stages. We talked about the robotics. I thought that was just crazy right there. How advanced it is right now. The drones, what the drones are doing. I haven't seen it yet, but they talking about drones are dropping off groceries at your doorstep. Anybody seen that yet or heard about that? Nobody? Ain't nobody heard about the drones.
I heard something about it on the news.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
doing that in California. I mean, certain companies like Domino's have driverless drivers delivering pizza.
really? What they using? Tesla cars or something?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Tesla cars, but I've seen it. And yeah, I think there are certain states. I know California is probably the forefront more so than anything else. But groceries like from Amazon, if you order your groceries are sometimes being delivered by drones.
Wow.
Like Amazon, Amazon partnered with Whole Foods. So if you're ordering from Whole Foods, that could be that delivered by drones.
Yeah, I mean things are moving fast and we're gonna have to, you know, don't be scared of the technology. Work on your personal development. Learning is a lifestyle. So never think that learning is over. You're going to be learning for the rest of your life. So just, it just is what it is. We just going to be learning. Things are changing. You're going to have to be flexible because everything in life change. Don't nothing stay the same. So be open to change. Don't be scared of it. Just go with the flow. So anybody got any questions or anything like that before we get started? All right. Queen, I know I got the power. I got the power. Let's see.
You got power.
Uh, uh. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Okay, I had closed everything down so this would be easy for me
I
to
know.
identify, right? All right, so let me click here, go back here. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Also, y'all, I want to thank all of you for wishing me a wonderful, happy birthday. Thank y'all so much. It was so heart touching. Okay. So thank you all for that. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Can y'all see the screen?
Barely.
All right,
That's
let's.
better.
What about now?
Yes.
Okay,
And there
okay.
we go.
Much,
Yay.
much better. Much better.
Okay. Welcome again to Building Wealth, Building Legacy, Wealth Building Wednesday, Grand Rising Elizabeth Zoom Show. Let's talk business today, okay? We're going to talk SpaceX, IPO'S, business strategies, and so much more. Because money grows where you plant it. So choose your soil wisely, all right? Wealth Building Wednesday, same week, same day, same time, same Zoom ID and code. 1 hour of financial power. Let's get it, y'all. This presentation is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice or solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell any type of security, stocks, or any of that. Always do your research. Talk to a financial planner, a professional if you don't feel comfortable. Let's talk SpaceX. What happened on my birthday? Let's confirm it, okay? The IPO price for SpaceX was $135. It opened up with more than that. I think they said opened up like $150. It is known as the largest IPO in history. The ticker is SPCX. It had its public debut on June the 12th. The initial valuation of the company was $1.75 trillion. It opened above the IPO price. Massive retail investor demand. People wanted it. People was all on the internet talking about they was upset. They was trying to buy X amount of shares and they only got a few. One guy was trying to spend so much money on it. He was so upset he only ended up with 10 shares. So everybody was not able to get the amount of shares that they wanted to get. What happened next? He became one of the most valuable public companies in the world. He sparked debate over valuation and profitability. People, ooh, they was talking a lot. Just what you were saying, Miss Paula, about the losses, okay? And I talked about that. Not being profitable, okay, with SpaceX. It pushed Elon Musk's estimated net worth above $1 trillion. According to multiple media reports, he did the doggone thing. He did it. So people was asking, did I buy SpaceX on my birthday? Or did I decide to wait? I'm going to let y'all know at the end, what did I do? What did Matter Finance do? What did I do? So let's break it on down, okay? First of those who wasn't here last week, what does $1 trillion actually look like? If Elon Musk spent $1 million every day, no breaks, not skipping any weekends or any holidays, it would take roughly 2,740 years to spend $1 trillion. Y'all, that's a lot of money. Let's just say if there was homes that was purchased at 500,000 per home, $1 trillion could buy approximately 2 million homes at 500,000 per home. Yeah, that's a lot of money. If the homes was $5 million per mansion, $1 trillion could buy approximately 200,000 mansions. Ooh, can anybody tell me that's a lot of money? That is a lot of money. $1 trillion at 40,000 per year could pay for 25 million years of college tuition. Yo, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. He is the first trillionaire in the world. So the power of numbers. So when you're looking at $1 million, you're looking at 6 zeros at the end of that one. When you're looking at $1 billion, that's 9 zeros. When you're looking at $1 trillion, that's 12 zeros. Look how long that number is, y'all. That's $1 trillion, 12 zeros. So 1 trillion isn't just wealth, it's generational power, financial security, education. It can impact communities, it could build legacies. That's what $1 trillion look like. Now, this right here was amazing. How SpaceX created 400,000, 4,400, millionaires when he went public. Ownership changed everything because his employees who became millionaires, it was the welders that worked at the company, the technicians, the launch crew, the mechanists, the engineers, administrative staffs, not just executives, all became millionaires through company stock ownership. See, owning things, working for somebody, I'm not going to say working for somebody can't make you a millionaire if you are disciplined and you spending your money right, you making, good investments. But typically, true wealth only comes through business. I show this time and time and time on the shows about ownership and how it's all surrounding business, owning some things, owning some products, being an owner. The wealth lesson is income pay bills. Yeah, it does pay bills, but ownership truly builds wealth. True wealth comes through business. It's just simple as that. Every millionaire and billionaire that you know of, what do they have in common? Can somebody tell me? Because I need this to be interactive. What do they have in common? Somebody, come on. I need y'all. Come on. I need some participation. Business. They all have a business. Have y'all noticed that? Every millionaire, billionaire has a business or multiple businesses, and they own other companies. Many people help build SpaceX. The difference is that they didn't just work there, they owned a piece of it. So that was huge. That is major. So the biggest wealth builders, they don't just earn income. They own assets that grow while they sleep. Ownership is often the bridge from working class to wealthy. SpaceX proved one thing. Ownership can change your life. Let's talk about FOMO, because I had so many conversations surrounding SpaceX and should they buy, should they not buy. Some people, people don't know. FOMO is the fear of missing out. That's what we do. People always come up with some ideas. Oh, this gonna be the next best thing. Oh, this gonna be the next one. On all type of levels, network marketing. People always, talking about this is it. This is it. And a lot of times we just move because we scared of missing out. The fear of missing out. Don't let FOMO steal your financial future of the fear of missing out. So I had a real conversation with one of my friends. She said, my smart investor guy is putting money in SPACEX, and I'm going to put 3,000 in too. But you're willing to take this risk because he's doing it. Not saying that you could do it and still be a good outcome. It could still be a good outcome for you. But is that the wise thing to do, right? So, yes, she said she gonna do it because he do it. He's smart. He know about investment. She looking at everything that he has accomplished. And he has, good promising. You know what I'm saying? Some people but they know more than I do. But it's still a risk. It's always better if you do your own research and search out a thing, before you just making a move or, fear of missing out. And they didn't end up getting the stock. They tried, but they wasn't able to get the SPACEX stock. But what FOMO looks like, this is what FOMO looks like. It looks like investing because everyone else is. Everybody was trying to get in and get some SPACEX. Buying without understanding. That's how you just buying fear, missing out because you don't even understand what you're buying. That was a smart move, Paula. You said, well, I really don't know. So I just didn't do it. I think that was a wise choice. Okay, ignore red flags. So people invested anyway, ignoring the red flags. Making emotional decisions. How many times we make decisions based off emotions instead of being intentional about what it is that we're doing? We need to be intentional. We need to have a strategy. You can accomplish anything with a plan. You might not be ready now to invest, but can you plan for it in the future? Can you start planning? Some of us get refund checks. Do you already know? Okay, when I get my refund check, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Give your money an assignment. Because if you don't have plans for your money, somebody else will have plans for your money. Chasing the hype and hot tips. That's when that's what FOMO looks like. Okay, so the hype is loud, the discipline is quiet. This is what smart investors do. They create a plan, right? They access risk versus reward. They think long term, not get it and then let it go, get it, let it go. No, that's not, that's one of Warren Buffett's strategy is to buy and hold. Buy and hold. That's one of his strategies. They invest with purpose, not pressure. Scared that I'm gonna miss out. This could be the opportunity of a lifetime. I don't want to miss it. So you just you risk it. You risk your finances, right? So this is the lesson. Know your why. Why are you investing? If you invested in SPACEX, why did you invest in it? Make sure it's your why, not someone else's. Do your own research. Understand the company, the risk, the timeline, and your financial goals. Now, it's not like how it used to be. We got information at our fingertips. Okay, you could just put in ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, which I like because it actually gives you good data. It actually tells you the data where it got the information from. And put in the company, and you will find out everything you want to know about the company. Look at the prospectus. pull out some things. Some kind of prospectus could be boring. They could be 500 pages or less. But yeah, so you can do the research about a company before you even think about it. Manage your risk. Never, ever invest money you can't afford to lose. What is Warren Buffett's rules? He said, rule number one is don't lose money. Rule number two is to remember rule number one. Don't lose money. Stay in your lane. Comparison is the thief of clarity. Your plan beats their opinion. Make sure that you're being intentional and you're minding your own business and knowing what you can do and how you can do it. Don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to do what everybody else. Move at your own pace. Don't let someone else's confidence become your financial regret because you didn't do your due diligence. Protect your money. Protect your future. So wealth is built by decisions, not emotions. Your future is worth more than $3,000. This is where we go, Paula. Paula, you said that the man said that it made a loss. I have been talking about this. I've been talking about this. Why SpaceX didn't make sense on paper.
LaKeisha,
Yes, ma'am.
can you blow those up? That's as big as it gets?
Yep, that was as big as it got. Is that better?
No, you went down.
It
It's a
said,
little, it's a little better.
it said I'm at the full.
Okay.
It said I'm at the full screen.
All right, honey.
All right. It says why SpaceX didn't make sense on paper. Yet millions of investors bought it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the numbers. Okay. In 2025, last year, full year, SpaceX brought in $18.67 billion and actually had a net loss of $4.94 billion. It is very possible that a company can bring in billions of dollars and still end up losing.
Mm-hmm.
That happens all the time. Now, Starlink, y'all heard me talk about Starlink. Starlink is it's like a division of SpaceX. Now, people could have been looking at this because Starlink was profitable within the company. It's probably what's been holding the company up. Was $11.39 billion in revenue. And its operating income was 4,402 billion. So that was very profitable. So that is a division within SpaceX, right? Now, this year quarter, the first quarter in 2026, the revenue for SpaceX was 4.69 billion. That was less than last year's, right? For the first quarter. But we didn't talk about the first quarter. So this was a whole full year. So it lost 1.94 billion. It wasn't profitable last quarter. It lost billions of dollars. But yet you going public and you talking about the valuation of the company is worth trillions of dollars. So that's something to think about. Now Starlink's had 69%, with 69% of its revenue. Okay. So Starlink remained profitable. So people probably was just looking at that, right? So now, what value investors saw? They saw, like your friend Paula, he
Yeah.
saw company losing billions of dollars. That's what I saw too. No overall profitability. It wasn't profitable. Extremely high valuation for a company that wasn't wasn't profitable. And then so much IPO excitement. It was so much excitement because they looking at rockets, they looking at the space, they looking at satellites going to space. You know, they depend on the future because it sound good, it sound promising. And not saying that it's a bad company because it could still be a good company, but just maybe not be a good time to invest. But it could be a good company. Why should I buy a share at premium for a company that isn't even profitable yet? Now, what growth investors saw, they saw SpaceX, they saw Starlink, they saw AI infrastructure, they saw satellite dominance being the only one, you know, global internet network. And what if SpaceX becomes the most important infrastructure company in the world? So they was depending on the future. Some people just looking at the future. But numbers don't lie, baby. That's one thing about it. Numbers do not lie. The question is, what future are you investing in? Are you investing, you know, into it? Well, what matters? What matters more? What matters more? Today's profit or tomorrow's potential?
Tomorrow's potential.
Okay. There's no right or wrong. Some people might say today's profits, and that's okay too. Some people agree with you. Tomorrow's potential. But Starlink isn't just a division, it's the engine carrying the entire company, Starlink. And it talks about Starlink going, maybe going public also. So this is another thing what I was concerned with. What is a lockup period? So a lot of people wasn't talking about this. A lot of people don't know about this, the lockup period. A lockup period is a waiting period after the IPO that prevents certain people from selling their shares. Like who? Who is affected by the lockup period? It's Elon Musk, executives and directors, early investors who got in before the IPO, venture capitalists, employees with significant equity within the company. It stops them from being able to sell right away. Because a lot of them, so it has typically a lockup period. It's commonly like 90 to 100 days. But it can vary depending on the company's agreement with it. You know, a lot of those people who became those 4,400 plus people who became millionaires because you think they're not going to be trying to sell their shares? You know, some they might not sell all of them, but you know they're going to sell some of them shares. They a millionaire now. So that's to stop people from selling it right away. They make you wait. You got that lockup period that you can't sell anything. So, you know, I'm looking at that because what's gonna happen when all these people sell all those shares? So why does it exist? The lockup period exists because it protects the market from a flood of shares being sold all at once. It builds investors' confidence, showing insiders are committed to the company's future. Because if people start dumping shares instantly, sometimes people be thinking, you know, it must be something wrong. Something would come. But that's not always the case. But, you know, people start thinking that. Why is everybody selling all of a sudden? I better sell mine. Supports stock stability is why the lockup period is another reason. It helps prevent early price volatility. The stock's going up and down. People get selling frantically. It aligns long-term interests. It encourages insiders to focus on growth and not quick profits. Why should you care? When the lockup period ends, a large number of shares could hit the market, which can affect the stock price instantly. The IPO is just the beginning. The lockup expiration is a major milestone. What's going to happen once the lockup period is done and all the investors, everybody can be able to sell their shares. See, knowledge is power. Understanding the game gives you the advantage. Being in the rooms, having these conversations like we're having right now, you always end up learning a little bit more and a little bit more, right? So the lockup period again is 90 to 180 days. So let's wait, because December the 9th, people are going to be able to possibly start selling their shares. The lockup period is going to end. So that's something to really think about also. Another thing I looked at, right? Why the S&P 500 isn't buying SpaceX yet. So if anybody who don't know about the S&P 500, it's S&P stands for Standard & Poor's, and it has the 500 top companies in the USA. 500 top large companies in the USA. They said they was not buying SpaceX yet. I'm like, The world's most important stock index is waiting. You know why? Because the S&P 500 has rules you have to qualify for. You should have rules, okay? You should have rules when you're dating a man. This is the rules right here. You need to have some rules set in place. Check, check, check. You know what I'm saying? If there's too many checks, you might need to leave him alone. If it's too many checks, then you might not need to buy the stock. You got to put the checks on there. You got to put the checks on there. Do they qualify? Do they qualify? Meet your standards. If they don't have enough checks, then you might really want to consider. So SpaceX failed to qualify for the S&P 500 because they got standards. Okay, for one, it was not public long enough. You just became IPO. And a lot of companies that are IPOs fail within a year or so, 9 months. It's a possibility they could fail. So they wasn't public long enough. Not yet consistently profitable. They haven't made a profit. SpaceX hasn't made a profit. But Starlink did, which is a different division. It must meet S&P 500 rules. It did not meet it. Rule number 1, 12-month waiting period. It's going to started June the 12th. The earliest eligibility would be mid-2027 before they can hit the S&P 500. It requires newly public companies to establish a trading history. Rule number 2, profitability is required. The company must have positive earnings in the most recent quarters. Come on. Last quarter, it was at a loss, billions of dollars at loss, and have positive earnings over the last 4 quarters combined. Rule number 3, no special treatment. They don't get no special treatment because it's SpaceX, and he's popular, he's smart, he has done a lot of different things. That don't matter. He still got to come by the rules, okay? No special treatment. SpaceX was not fast-tracked. Elon Musk gets no exception. Same rules apply to everyone. You got to have standards. So I really looked at that and thought about that. I thought that was, huge, right? The S&P 500 doesn't chase hype. It follows the rules, right? So there are other indexes also, and I'm not going to go into that because it's 947, but there are other indexes, the S&P, but let's make sure that we discipline over the hype. We don't want to just get stuff because it's the hype. Standards over stories. Let's have some standards when we're investing. Wealth over hurry. Sometimes it's best to be patient. So that was another thing that I looked at. Retail investors buy stories. Institutions buy standards. Excitement is not substitution for profitability. Just because it's a hype and everybody is talking about it, don't mean that it's good. So let's talk a little bit about what is an index, right? An index is like a basket of securities like stocks that measure the performance of a specific market or market segment. Just like we was talking about ETFs. You see these baskets, you got Google in here, you got Tesla, Apple, you got all these companies in the index, just like an ETF, right? If it goes up, when the assets in the basket goes up in value, if it goes down, when the assets go down, the value goes down. Just like it is in an ETF. The S&P 500 is one specific index. There's multiple different indexes, but it tracks 500 of the largest publicly traded U.S. companies and is widely used as a parameter for the overall United States stock market. So these are other indexes. I'm not going to go into the indexes because it's 9:49, but it's very important. If you get a chance, go back and look at the slides. Okay, y'all, I got to tell y'all, the race is on, y'all. The race is on. Data centers in space. Elon Musk, everybody. It's all kind of companies that's trying to do it. 5 companies building the future above the clouds. One of them was really interesting. Is Star Cloud. Star Cloud is on fire, okay? They're putting their Star Cloud's his purpose is to deploy data centers in orbit, okay? It's satellite, and it has already launched satellites in orbit. They're in the early stage. They haven't gone public yet, but they have put in the paperwork. So y'all might want to think about put that on y'all waiting list, on y'all list of Star Cloud. Look out for them because they not messing around. They not playing around. Just like Elon Musk want to put these satellites and infrastructure in space, they're doing it. And it's highly possible because he has $1 trillion. Okay, so he can make it happen. He got the money to, if it make a mistake, he got the money to keep putting it in until it happens. And all of these companies are working on the same thing. I think it's pretty much inevitable that we will have satellite from in space because data centers on Earth is becoming too much. They're going to have to expand, and it's not enough land for them to really expand the way it needs to be. And I don't want no data center in my backyard or in my neighborhood. But yeah, so then you got Exum Space. They building the orbital cloud. So this is a huge Google. Google got the project called Suncatcher. They're even working on doing it. Then you got SpaceX, and then you got Blue Origin. So y'all, the race is on. People are trying to change how we communicate with technology. So why SpaceX data centers in the air? Because it's unlimited solar power, 24/7, no land constraints or permitting, minimum cooling requirements, because right now they're having issues keeping all the computers cool. Low latency for global coverage. So they got all the space. So the future isn't just in cloud, it's in orbit. These 5 companies are leading the mission to make computing where no data center has ever gone before. So I believe that it is possible that it will happen. Because when you put your mind to it, your vision to it, your action to it, I believe it's going to happen. Excuse me. So the next frontier of compute is here. The questions are, who builds it and who profits from it? Patience. Patience is an investment strategy. I don't care what nobody says. Patience is an investment strategy. Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you should. Just because everybody else doing it doesn't mean that you should. So here's where I let it go. I did not buy SpaceX. I thought over it. I thought about it. I even called Fidelity to find out, how much it would be to sign up pre IPO. I just was curious. They said $2,000. Okay, it was more than that. $2,000 if you wanted to do the pre IPO. Charles Schwab, a couple people told me they did it, and it didn't cost nowhere near that. You could just buy the shares. So I don't know how true that is because I didn't actually call Charles Schwab on it, but yeah. So why I didn't rush to it? I didn't rush because I want to. Is the company profitable? That's important. As a business owner, your company needs to be profitable. I want to invest in a company that's not profitable. What happens after the lockup period? I was concerned about that. That's why I had a slide on that. What happens? All these people that became millionaires, over 4,400 people, never been millionaires before. Y'all know they won't take some of that money out, if not all of it. They probably won't take all of it. I wouldn't take all of it. But they want to buy houses. They want to invest in stuff, and probably take it out and just re-diversify. Put the monies in other places because it's not good to have all your money in one basket. Did y'all agree?
Yes.
So
Agree.
will this? Did you want to say something, Miss Paula?
No, I just agreed.
Yeah. So will the price be lower in 6 months? I believe it is. I think it will be. I think we could probably get in at $100. It started off at it was 135. It started off, I think, at 150 right out the gate. But I believe that we'll be able to get it for less than what people paid for it. And right now, the last time I looked, it's already at $200. So congratulations to those who did buy, because I do know some people who did purchase some SpaceX in our group. So congratulations to those who did. I don't want to tell nobody business, but congratulations because it is up. Okay, at least $200 the last as of yesterday. Will the price be lower in 6 months? I believe it will. Does the valuation make sense? It didn't make sense to me. The company wasn't even profitable. Am I investing or following the crowd? Or was that FOMO kicking in? Okay. Because part of it, I'm like, ooh. But I got to practice what I preach. Like, what is you doing? You can't go outside of your thinking, your strategy. So even though it was my birthday, it was real tempting, y'all. It was real tempting. But I didn't. Because I looked at everything I normally would look at. So FOMO asks, what if it keeps going up? Oh my God, what if I might have missed out? You haven't missed out. Don't think that you missed out if you haven't invested in SpaceX. Investors ask, what is it worth? What is the company worth? Today's wealth lesson is patience is not doing nothing. It's not doing nothing. Patience is for waiting for clarity, waiting for it to make sense. Patience is a strategy. So my takeaway, I hope you took away today. I would rather miss an opportunity than lose money because I ignored my process. Don't ignore your process.
Follow your
Be
first mind.
confident in what you say, Vet.
Oh, I said just follow your first mind. Follow your gut. Your gut won't lead you wrong.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Follow your gut. Yeah. I feel like that's your intuition. That's your
Yep.
spirit, talking to you. Listen to your spirit.
Mhm.
Because I do know I know how to listen to it now. I know how to listen to my intuition.
Mhm.
That's your guiding system. And every time I didn't listen, I was like, oh man, my instincts told me this. My instinct, but I didn't listen. I've learned to listen to my intuition. Believe it or not, discipline pays, FOMO costs, fear of missing out. Good investors don't chase opportunities, they evaluate them. Wait for the right time and make smart moves. Wait for the right time for you. I invest with purpose. I wait with patience. I win with strategy, and you will too.
All right now.
The question isn't whether or not I bought SpaceX or not. The question is, are you building a wealth strategy? What are your plans? Are you thinking about how are you going to not miss out on this wave? Because if these last couple months ain't put fire under your belt, knowing that you're going to have to start owning something, I don't know what is. It's too many opportunities on this table for you to become truly wealthy. But you got to put some money aside. You got to figure out some other ways to making some money. There's so many things that you can do. Start putting some money up and start investing because I'm telling you, inflation is rising as we speak. Start owning some things. Own it. So today we learned what SpaceX is. We learned why Starlink matters, what $1 trillion look like, why the S&P 500 is waiting, what a lockup period is, and why patience matters. So the real lesson is wealth is not built by chasing headlines. Wealth is built by making informed decisions. Build your financial team. Learn, invest, own assets, protect what you build, and leave a legacy to your children's and your children's children and other people in your family. Final challenge. What is one boss move you will make this week? Don't just make money, build wealth. Don't just build wealth, build a legacy. So join the movement, join the conversations with us, join the legacy. Take the next step towards your financial freedom today. If anybody is new, please reach out, follow Ask Madam Finance on Instagram, Facebook, Madam Finance on YouTube, where the videos go straight there because I do record them. Let me stop sharing so I can see y'all. Yes, so because I'm going to be throwing a lot of good information out there. It's 10:01, but anybody have any questions? Was there any takeaways? I just need 3 takeaways, please, because I need to know that you all got something out of the day.
Yeah, Keisha.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I got on late, but just the last 30 minutes that I heard was out of sight. And I thank you for always sharing your information and uh, the the thing that I got most out of it is you said that what did you say it was 5 or 6? Because I what I did was I enlarged my screen so I could see the slides better.
Okay.
And it's like why just invest in one?
Mm.
Why maybe two? Because
Mm.
that first one that you said, since they're already up there, they're already doing it. That might be a good one to look at because
Yes.
they've gone through some of their errors because they're up there. They got their data center going. That might be a good one to look at. So just don't put all, like you said, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That was,
Yeah.
I think, a Star Cloud, and they're not public yet, but they already put their paperwork in. That's something that you might want to think about, or some ETFs, because
Yes.
Starlink is Start SpaceX will be in some ETFs. I don't know which ones yet. I haven't had a chance to do that much extensive research. But thank you for that, Yvette. Anybody else? I need 2 more people. What did you get out of today? What was something new? Did anybody know about the lockup period? Anybody?
I This is Shawnee. I've never heard of that before. So that was something new that I learned. And I also learned from you that I need to really get more serious about it. So what my strategy is going to be is to take $5 from each income that I get and put it into Fidelity and just let it sit until I figure out what it is I want to invest in.
Okay. So you will have it ready. Once you're
Yeah,
ready,
that's
just
good.
sometimes you just gotta make certain steps. At least the money will be there. You know, like if like just say SpaceX for a second. You know, if she didn't have money in her Fidelity, then she might not have the opportunity to do it. But because you had it there, sometimes you have it there, and a lot of people do that. Have money just sitting until they find something like, oh, this is it. I'm putting my money in right now. Because sometimes the opportunity presents itself. It's too late to prepare.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be in preparation stage now. You may not be ready to invest now, but can you start preparing for that? Can you start figuring out ways that, well, I need to start owning something. I need to start owning something. Not just buying, making everybody else wealthy, and I'm not even making my own self wealthy. I got
Mm-hmm.
all this money and I spend it on helping everybody else get wealthy, and I'm not spending my own money to help me get wealthy. That
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Be ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Oh,
Right.
oh. One
Exactly.
more person, one more person. I know it's 10:05. Just one more.
This is Miss Paula.
Yes.
Yes, I thank you so much for all of the Zoom calls. I learned so much, but my takeaway is just like the previous lady, my accounts are funded. But what I'm going to do is stop saying I'm scared. I'm going to say that I need more research and I need to establish my own strategy. So you won't hear Miss Paula saying I'm scared, so that's why I didn't invest. That's
Okay. Okay. And you know, maybe I don't really look at it that you being scared. Maybe you felt like you really were, you know, and but you felt like I didn't know enough.
yeah. I need more research. Yeah.
So I didn't. So I didn't know research. I feel like if that was the situation, if that was my situation, I wouldn't do it. I think that's a smart way of looking at that because you wasn't for sure. You maybe hadn't did the research. You listening, you hearing it, but you still like, I don't know. So if you, then it's not a good time to invest, in my opinion.
Yes.
So I think you made a wise choice and decision. Do y'all think she made a wise choice?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep,
Yeah, you made a
absolutely.
right. Yeah, you really did, Paul. I commend you for that. Not just doing it because you could have just did it. So I commend you for that.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you so much. I really hope you all got a lot out of that. I really put a lot into this to make it simple, easy to understand. It could be challenging sometimes to make it to the point to where I'm not using all these fancy words, you know, and I just want to make sure that you get it, you understand it, and we build from here because I can't do this by myself. And people are watching you, and you will be able to share this. So I thank you so much. I'm so appreciative that you all showed up and that you are making steps. And it's opened the way for you building your wealth, building your legacy. So with that being said, let's give ourselves a hug. I do apologize for going over, but give yourself a hug, kiss yourself, because sometimes we do so much for helping other people that we forget to give ourselves some love and some grace. Give yourself some love and some grace. Don't be so hard on
Mm-hmm.
yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
nobody shared this information like this. So, just give yourself some love and a grace. Let's hug the world because the world needs a hug too. And let's sprinkle peace, love, and happiness to all of those that are in authority and around the world because you never know. We keep sending love and light to those in authority. What miracles can take place? I love you all. I thank you all. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful and fantastic day on purpose. Mwah, mwah,
Mwah,
mwah,
mwah.
mwah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thanks, Keisha.
Amen. Peace and
Amen.
love. Peace
Peace
and
and
love.
love. Peace and love. I love you.
Thanks for keeping it simple too and understandable.
I'm glad. I see you, Miss Stace, Millionaire Mason in the house with that beautiful smile. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Riola, Shawnee, that was good stuff, girl. Good stuff, Queen. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Love you too.